So in today's video, we will discuss about finding the mean using a different method called the step deviation method. For that, let me consider this example. And in order to find the mean through step deviation method, I have to draw further more tables. And the first table will be the class mark. Class mark, usually represented by xi. So in order to find the class mark, what you have to do is you have to find the average of the class interval. So the first one is 0 to 10. So the average of 0 plus 10 divided by 2, that will be 5. So the first member of the class mark is 5. Now the next 10 plus 20 divided by 2, that's actually 30 by 2, it's actually 15. Now there is another method to find the class mark. If you have two class mark, you can find the difference. So 15 minus 5 is 10. So 15 minus 5 is 10. Now what you have to do is you can add 10 with each member so that you can find the next one. That's 15 plus 10 is equal to 25. Now 25 plus 10 is 35. Now 35 plus 10 is 45. Or you can use the method I said before, that is taking the average of 40 plus 50 by 2, that's 45. 30 plus 40 by 2 is 35. Clear? So that's the class mark. Now we need to find, we need to take an assumed mean. Okay. So assumed mean, we have to take something as assumed mean, usually represented by the letter A. It's better you take the value at the middle. Here we don't have two terms at the middle, only one term at the middle. So we can take assumed mean as 25. And from the assumed mean, you have to find the step deviation, usually represented by the letter ui. And the expression for ui is, let me write that first, xi minus assumed mean divided by h. This h stands for the width of the class interval. Here the width of the class interval, you can take any interval. Suppose I take 10 to 20, upper limit minus lower limit, 20 minus 10. That's equal to 10, and that's the h, width of the class interval. So I can apply this formula. Let me draw a table for ui. The step deviation, ui is actually xi minus assumed mean divided by h. Okay, now I can plug in the values in this formula. That is xi here, first one is 5. So 5 minus assumed mean is 25 divided by h is 10. That's actually minus 20 by 10 is equal to minus 2. So the first member of ui is minus 2. Now I can plug in 15 for xi. So that will be 15 minus assumed mean remains the same, 25 divided by 10. That's actually minus 10 by 10. It's actually minus 1. So this will be minus 1. Now the next one is 25 minus, that is xi here is 25. 25 minus 25 by 10, that's actually 0. Now for this one, 35, let me erase this. Likewise, for the next one, 35. So 35 minus 25 divided by 10, that will be 10 by 10. It's actually 1. Similarly, 45 minus, for this one, 45 minus 25 divided by 10 is equal to 2. So this will be 2. You don't need to write all of this because there is a pattern which follows there is a rule following the progression. So you can use that. See, you can see that it's minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. If I get these two, I can write all other. If it is minus 2, minus 1, the next term obviously will be 0, 1, 2, etc. Clear? So that's the way you find the step deviation. Now it's time to multiply the frequency, this frequency with this ui. So the next table will be FIUI. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to multiply first 9 with minus 2. 9 times minus 2 is minus 18. Now 13 times minus 1 is equal to minus 13, and anything with 0 will be 0. Now 15 times 1 is 15. 10 times 2 is 20. Now you need to find the value of sigma FIUI. So what you have to do is you have to add this, that is minus 18 minus 13 plus 0 plus 15 plus 20. See, minus 18 and minus 20 is actually 2 plus 2. Minus 13 plus 15 is also plus 2. So 2 plus 2, the answer will be 4. Okay. Now, let me clear this space. You need to find the sum of the frequency also. Sigma Fi. So what's the value of sigma Fi? Let me use the calculator. It's actually 9 plus 13 plus 8 plus 15 plus 25. Sorry, 15 plus 10. It's actually 55. Okay, so sigma Fi will be 55. Now let me write the formula to find the step deviation, the mean through step deviation. And the formula is just this, x bar is equal to a plus sigma FIUI by sigma Fi times the width of the class interval. Substituting, we have a is equal to 25 plus sigma FIUI, we found that as 4. 4 divided by sigma Fi is 55 into 10. H is 10. Now 25 plus 40 divided by 55. So what's the value? Let me do that in calculator. 25 plus 40 divided by 55. Its value is approximately 25.73. Okay. So that's the way you find the mean through the step deviation method. Now we can take another example, and we need to first write the class mark. So class marks represented by xi, it's the average of the class interval. So 50 plus 70 by 2 is actually 60. 50 plus 70 by 2 is equal to 120 by 2, that's actually 60. Now 70 plus 90 by 2 is actually 80. Now you got the two values. Now find the difference. Here it is 20. You can add 20 to find the rest of the class marks. So 80 plus 20 is 100. 100 plus 20 is 120. 120 plus 20 is 140. The last one is 160. Now we need to take something as the assumed mean. So here in the middle we have two terms actually. So it's better we take the first one as the assumed mean. So assumed mean, that it is represented by A, is 100. Now to find the step deviation, ui, you have to use this formula, that is xi minus assumed mean divided by h. So let me put the table here. So ui is equal to xi minus assumed mean divided by h. So if you take the first one, it will be 60 minus assumed mean is 100 divided by h. Here you can take any class interval. So 70 minus 50, 70 minus 50, upper limit minus lower limit, that is 20. So the width of the class interval is 20. You can take any interval. For example, if I take 110 to 130, 130 minus 110 is again 20. So 20. So that's actually 40 by 20, it's actually minus 2. So this one will be minus 2. Now take the next one. So 80 minus 100 divided by 20. That's actually minus 20 by 20. It's actually minus 1. Now you can follow this pattern. The next will be 0, 1. See, minus 2, minus 1. Next one will be 0. They always form an arithmetic progression. Minus 1. The next one is 1, 2, then 3. Okay. You can use this formula or you can follow the arithmetic sequence. The common difference here is 1. Okay. Now, on the next table, we have to multiply the frequency with the ui. So, our next table is fi ui. So, let me multiply 15 times minus 2, that's actually minus 30. Now 10 times minus 1 is actually minus 10. And anything with 0 is 0 itself. Now 22 times 1 is 22. 16 times 2 is 32. 17 times 3 is 51. Okay. Now what you need to do is, you need to find the sum of the frequency. So the sum of the frequency, let me use the calculator, that is 15 plus 10 plus 20 plus 22 plus 16 plus 17. Its value is 100. So that's actually our sigma fi. Now you need to find the sum of this table also. So that's actually sigma fi ui. So minus 30 minus 10 is minus 40. Minus 40 plus 22. Let me use the calculator. Minus 40 plus 22 plus 32 plus 51. Okay, it's actually 65. While doing the sum, you have to consider the sign also. Okay, now what's the formula for finding the mean by step deviation? It's actually x bar equal to a plus sigma fi ui by sigma fi times h. So this is equal to, we have assumed mean 100. So 100 plus sigma fi ui is 65 by sigma fi is 100 into h. See, h is equal to 20. So simplifying this, 20 and 100 go in 100, 20 go 5 times. So 100 plus 65 by 5 is actually 13. So 100 plus 13. So the answer will be 113. Clear?